Hello everybody, it's Orietta Stitches here, and I'm here for my September update. I don't have all the stitching, but I have other stuff to show, and we'll see how we go today. The light is a little crap, it's gloomy out, it's gonna rain, and we have to deal with it, so sorry. So since last time we saw each other, I have been working on a few projects. I have some new things and I have some new stash. So I'm gonna go in order and try to show you everything. So the first thing I worked on was I finished a page on World Travel bookshelf. Last time you saw it, I was about somewhere here and I had about half a page to do. So I finished the page and that's it there. I have to finish the row. I have, I think, 2 more pages and a little 3 stitches row, so that's gonna be very fast. I'm hoping to finish by the end of the year, as I think I said last time. Anyway, I didn't work more on this. I just finished the page, but I'm pretty happy. It looks good, so we'll keep going with it. I'll just put it down here. And then what happened next? Well, after I finished, sorry, it's falling. Okay. After I finished that, it was about time for me to get on a plane and go to my stitching retreat in the United Kingdom. I was in Kourou with a few friends, and we had an amazing time. And I didn't film anything. I didn't even took a picture. I just chat and laugh and had fun and did a little bit of stitching, more than I usually do. And what I worked on there, and on a couple of other weekends that I was away from home, the last weekend, I worked on the Quaker diamond. I think I now know how to say. A lot of people taught me. So this is where we are at. I think since last time you saw it, I added part of this big diamond here. Some of the parts in the inside and some of the border here, I know I did, and other than that, I really don't remember. I don't keep track of what I do. I just stitch. And this is handy to travel because, as I said before, I stitch it in hand because that way the Baldani thread doesn't fray. But I'm happy with it. It looks good. It will keep going. It will take a while, like everything I do. So at the retreat, and as you know, that was an adopted piece that I got from my friend Lucy. But at the retreat, I adopted another project that is now in my pile of whips, and that project is Stormy. This was this part that you see, minus a little bit that I have been working on after I came home, was started by Teresa, little stitcher. She started doing it in 10 stitch and she didn't like how the 10 stitch look, and she decided to give it up and start it over in a later time. So she was about to trash it, and I said, please don't trash it, I'm gonna work on it. Instead, I bought my own pattern and I'm going to keep working, picking it up exactly where she left. Luckily this time we do have the same direction of stitching, so that make it easier for me. And I'm just going to go through all her park thread and keep going. And I do park too, so that's not a problem. So that's Stormy. I think he's adorable. I really like him. And I'm looking forward to complete it at some point. So that's the next project I worked on. And then I had a new start. And that's because Abby Gurdon, that runs the Stitch Specialist Facebook group, and also it's also a Yahoo group, released her new Stitch Along. It's you can, if you join the Stitch Specialist group on Facebook, you can see a preview, and then you will find the instruction to join the stitch along. It's usually very convenient. It's I think less than I think it was something around £3, £3.50, something like that. She always releases the SAL pieces as a full design at a later date, after a couple of years after the SAL is over, and it's always around the £10. So it's always very convenient to get to get it when it's released, even if you just collect it and don't stitch it right away. Anyway, I am collecting it and I am also stitching it, and I just noticed that I messed up something here, but I'll fix it later. Well, anyway, this is my progress. Those are what you're looking at. It's the first two installment, and oh, I forgot to. The fabric is a. Oh, I don't want to say it wrong. I'm gonna write it down below. It's a fabric I bought from Chandra when she was leaving to Japan from Italy, and I got two pieces of fabric from her, and I had no idea what I was gonna do with this, but I think it actually worked out pretty good for this project. My color choices are completely different than what was the model stitch. That was very muted light tone. Mine is a little crazy, and I'm using the blue, the teal blue that you see is one of the silk that I got from Luan when she sent me that amazing gift last month. So it's a brand of silk I never seen, and I don't remember. I'm gonna write it down too. And the purple is Imperial purple in filament silk by Fiberlicious, and here there is also a yellow and a green, and unfortunately the color aren't. Oh no, they're awful. Anyway, those are retired filament silk from Fiberlicious, and I do have a love-hate relationship with filament silk. I hate to work with them. They fray, they snag, they like behave I mean, okay, just to be clear. When look away. This is what I'm working with. It's as you can tell, it's a hot mess, and I do use the method that Denise told me about, which is unravel your skein of silk, make it straight, and stuff it as soon as you can in a floss away bag, leaving only the looped part sticking out, so you can just pick your thread without taking it out of the bag. Denise, I did that. It's still a mess. I'm sorry. I have to perfectionate this, unravel and stick it inside real fast. I don't think I was fast enough. Anyway, I really like the result, and I really like the look of the design, and I added silver beads, and I think the whole thing have a little bit of a southwestern vibe, which I really like. So I'm happy with my progress. I'm up to date, and I hope to keep up. So one of the things I brought home from the UK was a bag of crushed walnut shell, and what I meant to do with that was to finish my little biscornu, and I finished it. It was already mostly done. You have seen it last time. So all I did was stuff it as much as I could with those crushed walnut shell, and I wrote it on, I think I posted that on Instagram, but the whole time I was stuffing it, I could hear Vana's voice in my head that says, stuff it good, put it a lot in there, it has to be stuffed. So yeah, I think I did a pretty good job. It's quite substantial, and the walnut make it quite heavy, and it's really nice. And instead of button, I finished it with those Swarovski crystal. I don't know if you can see it very well. As I said, yeah, there it is. got one on each side. I had bought those to replace the pips on the peacock band sampler, but they were too fat and they would not work, so I decided not to put nothing there. I left the pips out and I didn't put those crystals. So I have a nice bag of crystals that I can use, and I think they worked pretty good to finish nicely the bisque. So I'm keeping this on my stitching spot, and I'm putting my needle inside. I read somewhere that those crushed walnut shell are supposed to be like abrasive, so they are supposed to keep the needle sharp, and I'm hoping they will also keep them from tarnishing, as I tarnish needle like at lightning speed. So I hope that will work, and my needle will last longer. So this is done. It's fully finished and put to use already, and I'm really happy. I will do more bisque. They're really fun to do, and it has a nice little object that you can use. So something else that happened is that at the retreat, my friend Marie Jo had said that if somebody, she recently picked up knitting, and specifically sock knitting, and she said if anybody is interested in learning to knit a sock, you know, if you bring a set of needle and yarn, I can get you started, and you know, we can try together and see how it goes. Well, I was a knitter. I'm knitting intensely for like 30 years before stitching took over. I used to make a lot of sweater, and I used to do it with the two, you know, single pointed needle, I think you call it in English. I just ran out of space for sweater. They went out of fashion, so they weren't so cool to wear anymore. My mother has all my sweater that I don't wear anymore, and I just got tired of doing them and stopped knitting and started stitching instead. So it was actually really fun to get back into old craft that I used to do. And so at the retreat, I started my first sock, and since then, in a couple of weeks' time, I have done 2 socks. Now, I won't show, well, I can show you close, but I won't point out the flaws. There are a few, but you know, it's my first pair. I really like the yarn. It's a yarn I had bought in Turkey, and they came out very nice. I love the color. It's a very nice, like, fall color, and they're warm and they're really cool, and I'm hooked, and I can't wait to start another pair. And actually, what I figured out is that sock knitting is a lot more portable than stitching. So as I travel a fair bit, I'm gonna try, I actually bought a set of very cheap bamboo needle, and I'm gonna try to see if I can sneak them past the TSA, security airport. I don't know, I might get in trouble, but I'll try. You know, I can't, it's like a set of needle, 18 needles were like €5, so if I lose one needle, it won't be a big loss, and if I can't get past them, I will be able to knit on the plane and knit on the trip, and it's definitely something that's easier to do and more mindless, and especially require a lot less stuff to bring than cross stitch. I can't cross stitch in a car, but I found out that I can knit in a car quite good. So that's something new that you might see more once in a while, some socks. This is the Mina Vanilla recipe for sock. It's a pattern we bought on Ravelry. By the way, I'm now on Ravelry too, and I'm Orietta Stitches there all together, so if you want to find me and friend me, that would be fine. I don't have much there. I have my peacock bag and my socks, because there are 2, but there might be more soon, so that's something else. So that's all my stitching update and, you know, knitting update. So all it's left now, it's haul. And you know me, I usually don't have much haul, but I don't know what possessed me in the month or so before going to the retreat. The thing is, it's the same that happened when I go to the US. I don't have access here in Italy to any cross-stitch shops, and nothing here is easy to get, and everything I have to order is online. And a lot of eBay sellers are based on UK and offer free shipping, and there are stores in the UK. And the wonderful Sam from Chromatic Alchemy was at the retreat and brought, you know, stuff to sell. So yeah, you guessed it, I have 4 pieces of fabric and a stock of pattern. I'm going to show you real quick that I acquired over the month and had sent to my friend in the UK and brought home with me after the retreat. So the first piece of fabric is from Chromatic Alchemy, is a 32 count Murano in the colorway Dune. And I used this fabric before. I stitched it's a very like pale muted like sand color. I stitched 2 of my previous pieces on it. I did the season sampler last year, and I did the Victoria sampler desert garden on this fabric, and I really like it. And as I have a few more Victoria sampler things, I think I might need more, so I got more. The next piece of fabric I bought is an experiment for me. I'm not sure I will be able to use it. Is also from Chromatic Alchemy, and it's called Flotsam and Jetsam in 28 count Cashel linen. And it's a very beautiful but very dark. Wait, let's see if doubling it works better. Yeah, a little bit better. As you can tell, it has a very muted, very dark blue greenish color, and it's just beautiful, and I really hope I will be able to use it. I'm not sure my eyes will be able to cope with it. I wanted to try because I really liked it, so I got a piece. And those was previous stuff I ordered ahead of time, and what I bought there was this piece of 32 count Murano in the color Tiger, and this is a test, so it's not like the official fabric that she sells in a regular line, but it was a test that she did, and I really liked it, so I bought it. And it's like, you see, red and little splotches of darker brownish, greenish, yellowish, mostly red though, and I think it's really cool, and I have no idea what I will do on it, but I'll find something. And then the last piece of fabric I bought from Sam was this club exclusive Aurora in 28 count Brittany, and it's called Aurora, and it has this like Aurora Borealis look to it. I really love this fabric, and I'm hoping, but I'm not sure, I will have to see. I'm hoping I will be able to use it to do one of the twisted band or the twisted rainbow on with the silk, but I haven't matched the color yet, I don't know. But that was the idea, or whatever I stitch on it, I will find something. I really like it, so I had to get it. So that's all for fabric, and all I have left is the pattern. I'll go through them real quick. The first one I bought is something you have seen a million times. I resisted so far, but I keep seeing it stitched and it's stunning, and even if I'm not an angel person, I had to get her because just because it's an incredible work. It has so many beads, and it's a stunning pattern, so I had to have it. So I got her. And then this is something I didn't brought home from the UK, but was sent to me. I was on, I don't remember, Stitch Mania or some of the group, and someone was working, probably Latisha. Yeah, Latisha, the crafty curator, was working on her Desiderata sampler. And I said, oh, I really wish I could find one. I've been looking for a long time and I can't find a copy. And the lady that ran True North Needleminder said to me, oh, I have a copy and I can sell it to you, and she sold it to me for a very reasonable price. So here is my copy of the Desiderata sampler. I'm so happy to have it. I can't wait to start it, even if, as Deborah well knows, I'm scared shitless of that hardanger at the end, but we gotta do it. So it's a stunning pattern, and Latisha does an incredible job of showing it and reading it out loud in one of her videos. So if you don't know the pattern and you want to see, if you want to read the pattern, you want to sorry, my phone was saying I'm running out of battery. If you want to read the poem, she have a video where she read it to you, and I'll try to link it down below if I remember. So this set that I'm going to show you came from So-and-so. They were having a big sale, like end of summer sale, and it was right the week before the retreat. So I said, that if I order now, it would come in time, and the shipping to the UK is very reasonable. So this is what I bought. I bought the first one is Sampler Cove Spanish Rouge. And I really love this pattern, and if you might remember, I have Northern Expression needlework, the Spanish diamond sampler, and I think this would be really cool to be together. So I got this. Then another of the sale pattern was a chatelaine, and it's called the chatelaine sampler, and I never seen this before. It's not one of her traditional mandala style or other stuff that she usually do, but I thought it was really cute, a cute sampler. It's not very big. It is it requires a piece of linen that is about 20 inches by 20 inches, and so I can't find the stitch count here, but it's not very big, so that would be nice. And I really like all the animals here, the squirrel and the tree. It's a cute pattern. So got that. And then this is the proof that between me, Laura at the Messy Situation, and Ingeborg at the Stitch Too Far, I think we cleaned out So-and-so Victoria sampler sale pattern, because between the three of us, I think we have like 20. Anyway, this is the first one I got. It's called Hands to Work Sampler, and it also have a fair amount of hardanger as well, and it's really cool. So that's the first one. Then I got Old MacDonald Farm, which is also really cool. It has all those little seams. I love this style of sampler. They're really fun to do. And then I have purchased also Autumn Garden Sampler with all the pumpkin and the scarecrow and the chicken. Trisha, you got chicken here. And this came with the thread pack, the accessory pack. The other, I'm probably going to replace the thread with DMC, because it's just, it's easy to do. So that's one. And the last one I got was a Noah Garden Sampler, which is also really cute. I'm not a religious person, but I really like all the animal, so I thought it was too cute to leave it there, and I got it. And all of those were like a few pounds, like £2 each, so really cheap. And from eBay came those two Just Nan that I never seen before, but when I saw them, I keep looking at them, and finally I had to buy it. The first is called Common Ground, and that's how it looks like. And it's about stitching, because what it says is, we share with all who stitched before and those who follow after, birds and flower, peaceful hour, sunshine, tear, and laughter. So I thought it was really cool, and it's kind of like what happened, when you spend time with your stitchy friend and you stitch together and, chat, laugh, cry, spend time and share emotion while stitching. So that's what bring us together. So I really like that, and I like the verse, and so I had to have it. And with it, the same seller also had this one that is called, it's also a Just Nan, and it's so pink that it hurt my eye, but I won't do it so pink. I will change the color because you know I don't do pink. But it is called Queen of the Needle, and that's how it looked like. And it's another very, very cute one. Once you change the fabric not to be pink, the rest of the pink is not so bad. So this one says, if I can read it, in my little kingdom of, oh my God, I'm blind. Okay, that's better. In my little kingdom of stitches that cross, I'm queen of the needle and boss of the floss. Bluebird and bouquet obey all your wishes when you rule all the color and command all the stitches. And that's what we do. So that was another one that I thought was very fitting, and I really like it. So I have to have it. And it's gonna go on my pile. And then I'm almost done. I found her at a very, very cheap price on eBay, and I bought her because it's one of the few Mirabilia lady that I actually like. I got the mermaid, and that's ready to start, but I'm feeling a little overwhelmed right now, so I don't know when I will start it. But when I saw her, I keep seeing her and I keep looking, and I really love the picture and the flower. And she's one of the few Mirabilia lady, excuse the language, but she's one of the few that doesn't have a beachy face. That's what I think of most of them. Sorry. And she doesn't have it. She actually looks pretty intent of doing her job, and I love the color. So at some point she will get started. I already know what fabric, but I'm not gonna say. I will show you when I get there. And the last one is I didn't buy, as by then I was almost broke. Kidding. But it was passed on to me from my friend Emma. She is a very good friend of me, and she knows me very well. So she passed on me a pattern that she just stitched, and it's the 7 dwarf, the 7 menopausal dwarf. And as she knows me very well, she knows that itchy, bitchy, sleepy, sweaty, bloaty, forgetful, and psycho, it's very fitting when with me. So she passed it on to me as she finished stitching, and I'm definitely gonna stitch this and probably hang it at work so people know what they're dealing with. And the last item I have in my pile is something I have been trying to get for a very long time. It's usually quite expensive. I found an awesome deal. I think I got it for like £12 or something like that, and it's the DMC color card with the actual thread. So I grabbed my copy and I passed on to my friend my old copy that only had the printed thread. So I think that's it. I know I have an amount of stuff that is insane, and I have more coming that haven't got here yet and will be here soon. So probably next video I will have a few more patterns to show, but then I'll stop because I always go in phases. I haven't bought anything since January, so come July I got a flu, and with the flu came the spendy bug, and that's the result. So anyway, guys, I hope you have a great month of October. You have a lot of stitchy fun, and I'm so envious of all of you going to the Austin Flosstube retreat. I want to go, and I tried really hard, but it was impossible for me to get a week off from work, and not to talk about how much the plane would cost and everything. So it wasn't exactly doable, but I really wish I would go, and I'm sure you will have a lot of fun. I hope everybody posts video because I'm gonna watch them all. And about watching video, I want to say something. I'm very behind with Flosstube. I've been very busy. I do watch a fair bit, but usually I watch one after the other, so I'm trying to click on the thumbs up every time I can, but I'm not commenting as much as I usually do, and I'm really sorry because I do love to get comment from others, so I like to leave comment when I can, but lately it has not been possible as much as usual. But I hope to get back to that too. Just know that I'm watching a lot of video, I'm watching a lot of the new people, and it's great that there is so much new Flosstuber with so many amazing projects out there. So have fun with your stitching, and I'm gonna see you next month. Bye!